do this. We've already got a lineup of questions. I see a couple people down there, so I'm going to hang tight. We'll start off with Dina, who is smart and gets on early and raises her hand first. So, Dina, go ahead.
Hey, Chazz. I hope you and your family are doing well. Glad you're on today. My question is, you graduated and you had that option to possibly put your name in the draft, NFL draft. You decided to come back. What factors made you decide to come back to UNC?
Hey, Miss King. Me and Sage have been doing good. I just sat down with my parents and we kind of talked about the pros and cons. I kind of felt like coming back with another year of experience under my belt, just another year to develop as a linebacker would have been a good choice. And so when I come out in the 2021 draft, I think I'll be a better prospect coming out and, boost my grade going into next year's draft.
Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Chazz, along those lines, did you seek feedback from the college advisory committee?
Yes. That was part of my decision to come back too. We got Coach Moody has also been a scout in the NFL for a long time. And he felt like I could really raise my grade and be a really top prospect going into next year's draft. So the difference in value there was a lot for me to want to come back for my last year.
You got to follow, Greg?
I do. Chazz, you mentioned Coach Moody. What kind of perspective does he provide, and how unique is that to have a guy like that in the program to answer those pro questions for you?
I think it's great to have a guy that's been on the other side of the table. So he knows a lot of guys in the NFL. Has a lot of connections, and so he tells it to you straight up. That's what I love about him. So he basically told me point blank, I think you can go in the top rounds in the next draft. So I think the difference in money it's a big difference, and I think you come back for another year. I think as long as you keep progressing how you've been progressing, I think you got a real good shot at doing what you want to do. So to have him there has been great. He's been open and honest the whole time, as with me and all the other guys too. So I know everybody's happy to have him on staff.
Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Hey, Chazz, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Coach Bateman said Monday that one of the things that you needed to improve on from last year were angles, recognizing angles and using angles. How are you able to improve with that during this period where there's so many limitations with what you can actually go out and do?
So me and some other, me and Gimmel, me and Coach Schott, I went down to Florida and trained a little bit too as well. Just learning different linebacker drills, focusing on angles, working on my curves coming in because I had a tendency to over pursue the ball carrier. So just working on that. I've been working on that pretty much the whole time during this break, and I'll continue to work on it and watching film. I'm just getting a better feel for the game. I think that's a big thing. So, yeah, that's kind of the stuff I've been doing.
Go ahead, Andrew, with a follow.
Yeah, I do have a follow-up. Coach Bateman also kind of chuckled and said that you guys watched the South Carolina game at some point, and you kind of laughed at some of the mistakes you were making then that you weren't making later in the year. What were some of those mistakes that you made early that you were able to clean up during the course of the season?
I just think, there were some times I lined up wrong, just not knowing, and then there was times I played the wrong gap. Sometimes I spilled a block when I should have boxed it, not doing a good job with my hands, over pursuing, those type of things that, I cleaned up over the course of the season and still got to do a better job at.
Are you trying to unmute yourself, Ross?
I wouldn't do anything but unmute.
There you go. Go ahead.
Hey, Chazz. I was wondering if you could provide some insight on Eugene Asante and Kadri Jackson and kind of how they've improved, what they bring to the game, and how you expect them to be used I guess as kind of backups to you and Jeremiah this season?
Yeah, Eugene and Condra, I think, are really good backers for us. Eugene's really fast, really strong. He did a good job in the weight room during the winter. So I was really excited for the whole group to get a chance to show what we could do in the spring. But it got taken away. But I think Eugene will be really good. He's a smart football player and really athletic. And Kadri too, kind of the same. We tried him out at nickel some, but I think his best position is linebacker. He's as well really strong, fast. He's young and he's always wanting to learn more. So that's a good thing. He's always asking questions in the meeting room. So I think those are good signs from both of them, and I think they had a chance to really make an impact on the team in the spring and show how hard they've been working.
Anything further, Ross?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Trying to unmute you, Charlie. There we go. Charlie and Mark, go ahead.
Chazz, I'm just clarifying, are you at home with your family and brother? And if so, how much of an advantage is that to have another elite athlete in the house to be maybe squaring off against right now?
Yeah, so I've been in Chapel Hill. Me and Sage came up from Wake, and we've been training in Chapel Hill. We came home for Easter, and then it was Sage's birthday this past week. But I'm actually heading back to Chapel Hill today to continue to train and stuff. But no, it's been great. It's been good to have somebody right there that's kind of the same level as me. We're both pushing each other, and then he works really hard, so he's pushing me, and I'm working him hard too. So to have a guy that I can kind of gauge with has been good. We've been doing the same stuff. We've been on routine, eating and trying to train as best we can to get ready for the season. So it's been great to have him there with me.
Anything further, Mark?
No, that's good. Thank you.
Marie, go ahead.
What was your initial reaction to this whole coronavirus pandemic, and how has it changed the way that you're preparing?
Well, at first I was kind of excited to have another week of spring break, but then after that, like it got kind of serious, and I knew like spring ball would be taken away. Like that kind of hurt. I know a lot of the guys were getting ready, were really excited to go out there and perform and play well for the spring. So we're missing some reps, but and this time I'm just trying to focus on what I can control and just trying to get bigger, faster, stronger, take advantage of this time to work on my body, stay on the film, and continue to do the drills that my coach has been telling me to do to be a better player come the fall.
Anything further, Marie?
Do you get to be around any of the guys, or what's your interaction been like with the other players?
I work out some with the guys there's been some that stay on campus, so we kind of work out and stuff together and do drills and stuff like that. But like a majority of the guys are home. So we kind of do like sessions where our weight room coaches kind of like do like Zoom workouts, but it's like a demo. I think something I can't really speak on it. I think something happened where like compliance said we couldn't do it or something like that. So, but then we changed the way we're doing it. So I guess it's okay now. But yeah, we're just doing workouts from home, and they gave us a lot of plans to do that. So that's what we've been doing so far.
Just for clarification for everyone, initially we were granted permission to do the Zoom workouts that had been widely reported on, and then the legislation changed. Now the strength coaches are allowed to demonstrate and provide video of the demonstrations of the workouts, but they're not allowed to monitor them the way they were before. So that's the change that Chazz was referencing. Dina, go ahead.
Got two questions. Chazz, congrats on winning the Rammy for breakout player. Who on the team do you think has a great chance of being a breakout player this coming fall?
Thank you, Ms. King. I would say some of our young D linemen have the best chance. We lost AC and Stro to our senior leaders. So I think guys like Ray, Jaleel Taylor, Christian Varner, Tamari Fox, all have a chance to really make a big impact in the fall. We'll need them to be a good team this year. So I think I'm looking for one of those guys to really step up and be kind of that dominant force along the D-line.
And also we've seen the videos of the new improvements at the Keenan Football Center. What's your thoughts on those?
Yeah, I've walked through it. It looks really good. Yeah, it's a big upgrade from what we had. Really get ready to get back and get to work. Just the whole environment's changed. Zach Brown just came, and the upgrades are just another thing to it. It really looks nice, and I know everybody really likes it.
JB, go ahead.
Hey, Chazz, thanks again for taking out this time. I wanted to ask you, Coach Bateman actually brought this up on Monday in regards to, this not being a first-year coaching staff now and how beneficial that's going to be for you guys, for the entire program, getting through, this pandemic, basically. I wanted to hear your perspective as far as the players' perspective, going into this whole scenario with the coaching staff that you guys are familiar with, instead of it being like it would have been last year if it was your first time with this coaching staff. How beneficial is that going to be for you guys, for the players, that chemistry you have with this coaching staff?
Chazz, hold tight a second. For some reason, you're muted.
All right, am I good now?
Yep.
I think, yeah, to have that year with the coaches, and basically we're returning almost everybody on offense. We're returning a lot of guys on defense, so we got some experience under our belt. So it's not like we're trying to learn stuff for the first time. We got a lot of guys that's been and done their role in the previous season. So I think that helps, and we can just kind of like build on what we've already started and trying to get rolling forward. So I think the coaches have done a great job. They've been in contact pretty much the whole time, meeting with us, trying to still install new stuff and re-watch old stuff. But I think just the 1 year of experience our whole team has together with the staff is going to make a big difference in how prepared we are come the fall.
Good, JB.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Hey, Chazz, going back to what Ross asked about some of the depth that you have at linebacker now, can you envision a scenario where maybe instead of playing 80 snaps of the game, you're playing 60, but you're more effective per snap because you're only on the field for 60 and you're getting a little bit more rest during the course of a game?
Well, I hope so. I hope we're winning by a lot so I don't have to play the whole game, to be honest. But no, I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know how Coach Stig is going to do the rotation, but definitely I hope we're winning by a lot so me and Gilmore don't have to play the whole game. That'd be a good experience to be on the sideline in the fourth quarter. So hopefully it works out like that, but you never know in the course of the game how it's going to work. Rotations change in the game all the time. So we'll see how Coach Stig and Coach Bateman want to do it.
Thanks. I'm good.
Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Chazz, you mentioned in your brother, you've got a unique perspective into how another ACC program is handling this spring period. You don't have to dive into specifics, obviously, but are there unique approaches from both coaching staffs that maybe UNC is doing versus what Wake's not, and vice versa?
I just think Coach Hess and his staff have done a really great job in attacking this time period. I think they're doing everything they can to get us ready to play in the fall. They're reaching out. They tried the Zoom workouts. They got shut down, so they're doing the demonstrations now. And a lot of guys are buying. So we got, I want to say, 90-plus people on all the calls doing the workouts. So I think it's just a tribute to the coach, the leadership our weight staff has, and the type of players we have that, buy in and want to do it and get better and see this team succeed in the fall. So I think they're doing a great job with what we've been able to do.
Good, Greg.
I'm good. Thanks.
Ross, go ahead.
Hey, Chazz, I'm sure you've noticed how well UNC is recruiting in 2020 and 2021. What do you think the staff has done and the administration has done to kind of ramp up how UNC is perceived to recruits and making it the cool place to be, and kind of how the staff goes about recruiting? What have you noticed a change in the last couple of years?
I just think that the environment's positive. And I think we're going to have a really good year next year. So I think that just boosts the momentum going into recruiting. And then plus, I think it just contributes to the kind of coaches we have, the players we have, because, I mean, we built relationship with those guys too. But the coaches really do a really good job. They're honest. Coach Brown doesn't, sugarcoat anything. I mean, from the day one, he told people, if you're not good enough to play, like, you might need to see somewhere. We'll find somewhere for you else to be. We'll try to do everything possible for you, though. But, yeah, Coach Brown is really honest. I think that's a big thing in recruiting. A lot of coaches tell you lies and stuff like that, but he's never lied to me personally, so I can feel good telling recruits that, he's not going to lie to you. Whatever he says to you, that's what's going to happen. So I think that just goes a long way with recruits and why a lot of people have jumped on board.
Anything else, Ross?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
JB, go ahead.
Chazz, I want to go back to what you were just saying about Mac Brown and what he's brought to this program. What are the expectations for you guys going into year two with Mac Brown, even with what's going on right now with the pandemic? If the season does start on schedule, what are the expectations for this program in 2020?
I can't. For the players, I know it's to win the Coastal and win the ACC championship. We haven't really talked much to the team just because we haven't been there with them, but that's the goal, to win the ACC championship, win the Coastal, and then win all the games in state. That's been the goal every year, but I think, we have the talent and experience to really do it this year. So I know everybody's anxious to get back to work.
A quick follow-up question, Jeremy.
Yep.
What is it going to take outside of the talent and experience, though, to win the Coastal, win the ACC, and dethrone a program like Clemson?
I think it starts now. These 2 or 3 months, however long we're in this period, you're either going to get better, or you're going to get worse. There's a lot of, there might be a lot of guys out there that don't take advantage of this time. But if you really take advantage of this time, you could really build on your body, build on yourself as a player. Because it's just time that I've never got this opportunity just to strictly work out. Class is online. You got class, but you can really, get in a routine and really train like a professional for the next 3 months, which is something you never really got in college. So I think if everybody, does that during this time, I think we'll have a head start on the rest of the country.
Gina, go ahead.
Yeah, being a former quarterback, what things have you been most impressed with Sam coming in as a true freshman and doing what he did last year?
I would just say his poise. Even when stuff is not going right, he stays poised and confident under pressure. And then being able to make plays when we really need it as a team in the fourth quarter, and getting us to in a position to win some close games. I think that's just the biggest takeaway from the season. I would say we might be losing the first 3 quarters, but he finds a way to pull the offense together. We're able to put points on the board and get in position to win, and he did it time and time again, as well as the other members of the offense. So I think that's the biggest thing I can take away from last season.
All right. Oh, here we go. Excuse me. Mark, go ahead.
And Chazz, I was, again, just kind of seeking clarification. So you're in Chapel Hill. Are you actually accessing the whole weight room setup, or you're still doing something from like an apartment?
No, our weight room facility is closed, but we have the indoor, and there's kind of like another weight room there too. So y'all don't get me in trouble and get it closed down, because I don't really like telling this. I got a little secret spot. So, but yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've been trying to work out in there. and we got a pretty good setup in there. So don't try to tell everybody I'm trying to stay in there for this time. But yeah, that's what we've been doing.
All right. Y'all good?
I'm
Jeff,
all
again for your time. Really appreciate it. And he his words. Don't get him in trouble, or we're not gonna be able to Zoom anymore.
Yeah, true. I need it.
we appreciate you guys doing this for us.
Yep. Thanks, Chazz. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks,
Thank
Chazz.
you.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Chazz.
Thank
See y'all.
you.
Thank you.